Hey everyone, happy Monday, happy 8 p.m., and hope you are all doing well today. Yes, so on today's live stream, I think honestly it's just going to be a Q&A hangout. Whoever hops on, it'll be awesome. We will have hopefully some good conversation. John, good to see you on. Thanks for being on here. I'm always impressed that you're always like one of the first ones on like every single live stream. It's very impressive. Um, yeah, how's it going, John? Let me know. Let me know how's it going in the life. Uh, what else? Yeah, so there's a few things that I am looking forward to talk about. Maria Sotelo, good to see you on. Thanks for being on here as well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so fill me in. What's going on in your life? Uh, yeah, what are you doing this summer? I'm laughing because I'm like summer for people in America, but not summer everywhere around the world. Jimmy says, "Hey Richard, what's up? How are you doing? Did anything fun yesterday?" To tell you, Richard, I'd absolutely what yourself of this 90 days. You're missing a word there, Jimmy. Uh, yeah, but Jimmy, I got your message on. I just saw your message on Gmail. Yeah, I like literally right before the stream, so I didn't get a chance to respond to it yet. But let's see. So yeah, feel free to write in the chat how you're doing today and I don't know what's going on. Fill me in. I want to hear more about your life. I want to hear about things that you're up to and just see what's up in that aspect. For myself, I guess I'll start off by answering Jimmy's question. What did I do anything fun yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday. I hung out with my brother. I think yesterday was a pretty chill day. Like not too much happened yesterday. Today, this week, I will be speaking at. I'll be presenting some workshops for, I guess you could say, incoming high school students. 4 days out of this week, so that's really cool. It gives me something meaningful to do, which I really do appreciate, and I will share with you something that I guess learned, and I guess I'm constantly learning, which is, it's part of the nonprofit that I work for, the Plus Me Project. Our mission is to help students realize that their story matters, and today was such a powerful day for me. Like normally when I go to schools, I present my story and things like that, but today I got a chance to start hearing other people's stories, especially in the Los Angeles area. And to me, it's really impressive to see that every single one of us, whether your name is John, Maria, or Jimmy, it's every single one of us. We all have a story, and when I say that, it's like I can't believe how powerful it is to hear people's stories. Like everyone's going through something, and when we share our stories, we're able to connect and realize that we're not alone. And I'm trying to think like what can I share just in general. I want to be very general here. I'm not we have an agreement with the people every single time we do one of these storytelling workshops. We have agreement to not share people's stories that they go through without their permission. So what I do want to share is like I've been through, I've met a lot of people. I've heard a lot of different stories of people being bullied, people, I guess you can say being abused, people dealing with family members who are drug addicts, people who are dealing with depression, all these different things. And to me, it's super powerful to see how people go through these tough life events. People with family members with cancer, with other illnesses. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's inspiring to see how people are able to push through all their challenges in their lives. And I know we all have our own different sets of challenges. So yeah, I think I feel like I'm being I'm trying to be specific, but I feel like I'm still being vague in a way of why our stories are so important. For me, I think the power of story is like, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like I have one of the most basic lives ever. My life is so sure. Maybe I've had some many little hardships, and part of me, uh, it's weird. It's like this. There's a part of me that like wishes I had more challenges in my life. Obviously, I don't want to like force myself to have more challenges, but it's like, in a way, it's almost like I wish I went through more growing up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely went through enough, but the point is like, the more we go through when we're younger or just throughout our lives, the more it helps us grow as individuals. And um, yeah, and I don't know, it just, if you're going through challenges, it could be emotional, it could be dealing with family, it could be school related, whatever it is. I just know that it's I see it as a beautiful thing, even though it feels like it might suck in the moment. Uh, yeah, so that's what I gotta say. It's a beautiful thing to go through challenges. All right. Let's see here. That's funny. I'm like, I see 4 people on right now. Something tells me people are tired of live streams after this 12-hour live stream that we did on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, Jonathan and Jimmy were 2 people who were pretty much on the whole entire time. So thank you very much for being on again, even after that. Let's see here. John says it's boring because my mom has work, which means I stay at my house for almost the whole day. Gotcha. I got a question for all of you who are on right now. All 5 people. My question to you is, do you get bored often? Okay. I'm just curious. John, Maria, Jimmy, Jonathan, Rakenya, do you get bored often? I'm just curious. For me, I asked this question because I remember when I was young, I used to feel bored very often, and I used to always look for things to do. And um, I definitely don't mean this in the sense of like I'm better than you or anything like that, but that sounds so whatever. Point is, it's weird for me because like I don't get bored anymore. When I'm by myself, I don't get bored. I always find something to do, whether that's keeping myself busy with speaking and that kind of stuff, doing live streams, or randomly browsing YouTube videos and playing games, whatever it is. Like I always keep myself occupied. Now, this is a part where I'm saying I'm not bragging about it, or saying I'm better, because I think part of being human is hold on, let me rephrase that. I think one thing we like to do as humans is we try to distract ourselves and keep ourselves busy. And what I realize is, um, you know, when I am bored, or quote unquote, in times I might be bored, I tend to fill in that time. Instead of being bored, I avoid boredom by keeping myself distracted with YouTube videos, other like content. You can say social media, stuff like that. So going back to Jimmy and his, 90-day no social media challenge, I think that's a great tool because it removes that like distraction of when we feel bored, we just go towards social media. Um, and I think that's very powerful because one thing is, if we keep distracting ourselves with social media, with YouTube videos, with media, it does not allow us. We don't give ourselves the opportunity to be with ourselves, to self-reflect. And I realized that after having a great conversation with my brother this past weekend, that I've been spending a lot of my time distracting myself from being with myself. So I do think it's important that we give ourselves space, allow ourselves to just process our thoughts and emotions of whatever, being alone or everything else like that. So, is it bad to be bored? I don't think so. Not necessarily. Is it better to not be bored? Probably. I think so. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm going to continue on with these comments. Jonathan says, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good today. I really I'm super grateful for the work that I do with students, and how I got to go to different schools. And today was one of those days where I got to go to a school. I went to Hamilton High School, which is in Los Angeles near Culver City area. And when I have the opportunity, I don't know, it lifts me up. It gives me like, it allows me to connect with students and hear people's stories, and it's a beautiful thing. So I definitely had a great day there. Also, I had this Groupon that expires very soon, and it was for an Indian restaurant around the area. And I just have not traveled in that area in so long. I kind of bought it. I bought it. I don't want to say by accident, but I couldn't use it when I bought it the last time I went there. And they have delicious food, so I had that for lunch and leftovers for dinner. So I'm definitely happy. It's delicious. All right, going back to Jimmy's comments. Let's see. So regarding 90-day challenge, I'd absolutely destroyed myself of the 90-day transformation. I got 3 strikes. I have to redo it again. I'm day 2 right now. I just got 1 strike. Just ignore this comment I wrote earlier. I just retyped it, making it clear and correct. Got it. Thank you, Jimmy, for filling us in. I appreciate just you. I guess the fact that you're typing that is a great way to keep accountability for yourself. And thank you for keeping me/all of us posted on your 90-day I guess social media detox journey, transformation. There we go. Yeah, and every single time we fail to stick with a certain goal that we have, it's not really a failure. It's an opportunity to learn and grow and improve. So never see you. None of us should ever see anytime we fail to do something as a failure. It's an opportunity to grow. That's all. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Jonathan says, hey, how are you feeling after that 12-hour live stream? So I feel good. I'm really happy that we did it. Thank you for the pushing me to do that 12-hour live stream. What I did realize after the 12-hour live stream is that it's very possible to do 12-hour live stream. It's, again, the hardest moment during the 12-hour live stream was probably that 6-hour mark where, I kind of hit a wall. But right after that, I felt better. So that was cool. I'm glad I did it because it makes me realize that I am able to talk for at least 12 hours and like 12 hours straight. So it helps you with self-awareness, with our capabilities of, how much can we talk and whatever it is, create content, have random spontaneous conversations. And I mean, would it be possible to do a 24-hour one? Probably. Do I want to? I guess you can kind of say yes and no. Do I plan to do a 24-hour? No, I don't. It's just knowing the possibility is helpful in whatever way that is, really. It's like if I ever choose to plan some sort of event in the future, I know that I can do something like that. And this is kind of a side thing, but I was just watching my Draw My Life video that I made over 3 years ago. And in there, I had a goal to make a 9-hour long, like a full day event, like a personal development event. And I made it happen. It's called Unleash Your Courage. And you can see a little trailer if you search for it. It might say it's probably Unleash Your Courage 2015. And I put together an event where I brought like 10 people in and we did a lot of courageous different acts and stuff. It was so much fun. It was amazing. And I was super nervous because I'm like, how am I supposed to put together a 9-hour event if I've never ever put together an event before and, facilitate it, everything like that. But it was awesome. I really did enjoy it. So my point in telling you this is to share with you, like, if you ever have like a certain thing you want to do, but you're kind of scared to do it, I would just say, just do it, just enjoy the process. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know. It might lead you to your next career. It might lead you to a new passion or hobby or something. So don't be afraid to just try it out. All right. I hear no's. I'm guessing that's regarding the question of, do you get bored? Don't care says no. Jonathan says no. John says absolutely. Yeah. Don't care says barely because I have a job. Makes sense. Kevin Xiang says no. That's cool. I'm glad. It's cool to hear that y'all don't get bored super easily. That's cool. Jonathan Kennedy says, where's my brother? My brother is back at his house and he is back to work. He had a really nice 3-day weekend, which is super rare. I never very, very rarely am able to hang out with them for 3 days straight. Like that was very rare. So that was cool. Don't care says, is rice good? Yes. What is that coming from? I just had rice today and it was delicious. Kevin says, "Hey Richard, how's your family? Family's good. Yeah, I mean, uh, it's yeah. I guess it's kind of cool having a dynamic family in the way, like having a mom, having a dad, having a sister, having a brother. So it's cool that we're all kind of just doing our own things, living our own different lives. But I guess you can say supporting each other. What's your definition of bored? I feel like boredom is it's kind of an emotion or maybe a state. Being bored is like it's like you're frustrated because you don't have anything to do, or you feel like you don't know what to do. Yeah, like I don't know. Do you ever feel that frustration of like, oh man, I'm so like, what do I do right now? Like I don't know what to do. Uh, yeah, and I don't know. This is an interesting conversation to me because I'm like, is technology taking away boredom? Is things like YouTube taking away boredom, where we constantly have content to distract ourselves or keep us mentally just our mind busy. And I think that's kind of the case. Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking like back in the day when, I mean, even when I grew up in the '90s, like we still had content to consume. We didn't have YouTube back then. We had television, but TV, sometimes there'd be good shows on, sometimes there wouldn't be. But I mean, we always find our ways to distract ourselves or occupy our mind, so we don't feel super bored. But there were just definitely times I was bored. I remember that feeling of frustration of like, what am I doing now? Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you on. All right. Jimmy says, yes, usually I would spend time in too many devices like TV, computer, video games. I'd also hang out with friends, play sports, and other productive things. When I play sports or do other productive things, I will usually do the things for a short period of time, like for 5 minutes, and it's boring. Try to keep myself occupied in any productive activity, and try to do it for long periods of times, like 30, 45 minutes, maybe 50, depending on type of activity and how interesting it is. I like to share with the goals I am committed to 90 days instead of typing out in a long comment. I'm just going to keep it short and concise. Awesome. Love to hear your goals for the 90 days, Jimmy. Let's see here. Maria says, well, the reason I do get bored often is because I'm the only female in my family besides my mom, and I hardly ever hang out with my brothers because they usually play video games. Got it. Let's see. I'm like, what do you do in that situation? So I'm guessing you're not into video games, and that's fine. So what do you do? Maria, my question to you is, what do you think is a good thing to do if you are feeling bored, but you don't want to play video games? By the way, I totally understand that. I remember, this reminds me of when I used to go over to my friends' homes, and I don't know, everyone has different interests, like I remember my friends used to like playing PlayStation, like PS1 or PS2. And whenever I'd come over and they were like, hey, let's play some PlayStation, I'm just like, man, I don't really want to play. Like it's not my thing, like there's certain games I will play, but like some things I don't interest me. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of that in a way when you say your brothers play video games, and I'm guessing you're not so interested in those. Yeah. How expensive are my glasses? They're not at all. They're super cheap. Yeah. I don't remember the exact price of it, but I didn't pay more than $100 for them. It was like $50 or something. I don't really remember. I've had them for a really long time, like years. But when I say years, I mean years, like 4 years or more, or something like that. Should I change the prescription? Probably pretty soon. But I think when you get older, your prescription tends to stabilize a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, my glasses work for me right now, but I'm sure the prescription could be slightly adjusted. Jonathan says, "Man, you look dead at the 6 hour mark, and your brother came in and saved you with pizza." Yeah. Sarah says, "I was hoping to have a nice glass of milk. I took a sip of my milk. It was chunky." That pretty much sums up my day. How is milk chunky? That does not sound delicious at all. Uh, unless it was at the very bottom of the milk carton, which can get chunky. Tough life. Hmm. John says, Richard, if you ever do 24-hour live stream, I'll be on all 24 hours. I don't doubt it, Jonathan. I'm so impressed that you were on for all 12 hours. That's that's awesome. Let's see. I mean, if we do a 24-hour, it's gonna be, we gotta step up the content and make it more engaging. Even better than our 12-hour. Richard says, Rich, have you checked out Fortnite's new mode? No, I don't think so. Probably not. Are you talking about Sandbox? Yeah. I've seen. I saw a quick clip on it. If that's what you're talking about, but no, I haven't really played much. Don't care says you look like the YouTuber Rice Gum. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Don't care. I don't know. I don't know where you're from or how we've met, but yeah, you'd be. I don't know. Yeah, there's some schools I go to. Like, yeah, there's actually a good amount of schools that they refer to me as Rice Gum. Like it's an inside joke, you know, like people are like Rice Gum, Rice Gum. Yeah, so I am called Rice Gum in some schools. Yeah, and I don't mind. It's cool. Let's see here. But Rice Gum is super. I don't know. He's an interesting character. He's kind of cool, but his content's kind of a little bit negative in a way. You know, he obviously does a lot of roasts and stuff like that. Yeah. Cartoon Network has bad shows now. I have no idea what's on Cartoon Network now. I haven't watched that in so long. Jimmy's goals for the 90 days: trying new activities, being active, productive, and investing my time. Start gratitude journaling. That's awesome. Love it. Don't care says I have a PS4. Awesome. I hope you enjoy your PS4. That's cool. John Kenny says I have an original Xbox. Still technically what is the Xbox One? That's funny. I used to have an Xbox. I did get rid of it. I sold it at a garage sale because I'm never going to play this again. But I remember playing the original Xbox before the 360, the big black one, which was kind of an awkward console in my opinion, because it's like, I mean, back in the day when you had a regular Xbox, it was kind of cool, but I think the games were pretty limited. Like the only big, I mean, there's multiple big games on it, but like Halo was probably the main game for Xbox, the original Xbox, not Xbox One, not Xbox 360, Xbox. But yeah, besides that, just a bunch of random games. Let's see, how long can you see without your glasses? Wait, what do you mean? How long can you see without your glasses? 0 seconds. That's how long I could see without my glasses. Yeah, I'm pretty blind. It's not a time thing, but like if I take off my glasses, like, I mean, what's a good example? I can't read your comments, like, unless I do this. Like I can read your comments now, but I'm pretty blind without my glasses. Jimmy's third goal: start talking to more people, improve all my social skills, circles, and having long-lasting conversations. Awesome. Number 4, building self-esteem, positivity, confidence, resiliency, and self-awareness. Awesome. These are great goals, Jimmy. Sarah says, nice sip of expired milk. Sounds gross. Maria says, I guess I can say that organizing is fun to me. Yeah. I would say organizing things, cleaning / organizing things is a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I enjoy keeping things organized. It's weird. Like I go in these little phases. Like my room, I mean, it's decently organized, but like I got cables kind of. I'll show you what my desk looks like right now. Here's my desk. Yeah, so like it's nothing like to me, it's organized. Like all the papers are exactly where they need to be. It's just like it looks messy because I have all these different cables everywhere, you know? Like I have monitor cables and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's pretty organized and clean. It's just, I don't know. Like I don't like cables hanging around. And anyway, there's a reason why everything is kind of everywhere, because my monitor is stopped working on me I mean, my monitor should work. It's just I don't think it works with my laptop, which is annoying. Yeah. Number 5 for Jimmy is start building independence. Awesome. Jimmy, okay, that's a lot of goals, man. Awesome, Jimmy. My one. I think your goals are great. My recommendation for you that I like you to think about is think about more. I'm sure you've probably heard of something called SMART goals, and my I guess challenge or whatever is your goals are great. Just organize them into SMART goals. SMART is an acronym that you might have heard of. SMART stands for what is it? What's S? Oh my goodness, I can't believe S something S. M is measurable. A is attainable. R is something. T is time based. Anyway, just Google SMART goals and structure it like that. That way, it's specific. S is for specific. Specific, measurable, attainable. R, and then T is time based. So the point is, you have a lot of great goals. It's just like, for example, what's a good one? For example, number 5 is start and build independence. Okay, what exactly does that mean? It needs to be more specific. What does it mean to build independence? How are you going to build independence? And when are you going to build independence by? So create more tangible things as opposed to more idealistic, big picture stuff. Like building self-esteem. How do you build self-esteem? How do you build positivity, confidence, resiliency, and self-awareness? Okay, so when you have these big goals, these are great goals. It's just if you're not specific about them, chances are they're not going to happen because there's no specific plan. And you got a lot of goals going on. You have 7 really big goals going on. So if you want to accomplish them, my recommendation is be specific in how you plan to accomplish each one. Yeah. What is this? Don't care. I'm hyped for the PS. Wait, why is it? What's PS5001? Am I missing something? What is this? Why is it? Hold on. Now I'm curious. You mean PlayStation 5? Like what's with the 001 at the end of it? I was just curious. Has to mean something. Let's see here. Your desk is fine. Yeah, I mean, I think my desk is fine too. But I don't know. I like simplicity, and I want my desk to be even more clean. I'm looking around my room right now. Like the rest of my room is the rest of the room behind me is perfectly fine. It's everything else it's super clean. I got nothing else in my room besides like a bed, dresser. Like I don't have papers lying around anywhere besides my desk, which is where I guess do my work. Yeah, but I just like having a clean space. That's it. Alrighty, let's see here. What's up, Brandon? Hey, we're playing playground mode 1v1. Richard, too scared? Wait, what? Or too scared? Please, we 1v1 you any day and lose. Maya Ramsey, good to see you on. Maya says, "Howdy, fellas. I'm going to 7th grade next year. Hope you all good luck." Thank you, Maya. Good luck to you too. Enjoy your summer while it lasts. I want to die. I'm sad. That is a very sad username. Please help me. I have depression. I want to die. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. How do I support? Well, first of all, I want to die. I'm sad. Just know that you're not alone with your feelings. You're most definitely not the only one dealing with depression and thoughts of death and stuff like that. First thing is just on a not legal, I guess, somewhat legal side is like if you ever feel like you have depression or want to hurt yourself in any way, definitely there's always a ton of resources out there, including suicide hotline and stuff like that. So don't be afraid to use resources, especially because they're free. You know, and it's not going to cost anything. It's fully confidential. So if you ever have any thoughts like that, like don't be afraid to use these resources. They're there for a reason. On a personal note, you know, I've come across hundreds, thousands, hundreds. Like I've had hundreds of conversations. I've met thousands of people who are dealing with depression and just negative thoughts in general. It's not an easy thing to deal with. And I want to say, I feel like this is something that many, 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 many people deal with, and they feel like it's just them. Like it's really not just you. It's so many people deal with it. The words I always say is like, all storms will pass. So anytime you feel like, you know, it's never going to end, you know, there's no hope. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just know that all storms will pass, meaning eventually this cloud of darkness will eventually go away. And the other piece of advice, I mean, or just thought is just keep pushing forward. That's what I always say. Just keep pushing forward. Okay. What that means is when life gets tough and you don't see hope, just keep pushing forward. Keep moving forward towards the positive direction. It's definitely not going to be easy. You know, there's a lot of us, a lot of people in this community who struggle with that. And it's just one step at a time. You know, I'm thinking about myself in my dark days, and I I can't say I know what it's like to be you, but I do know what it's like to be in a depression slash really negative space where I don't feel like there's any hope. And yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. So yeah, let me know. But yeah, anyone who's having challenges with their life with depression or anything like that, yeah, feel free to DM me or reach out privately if you have any questions and things like that. Yeah, just know that we're here for you. Okay. Jonathan says, Richard, are what? Stands? I'm not clear what you're saying, Jonathan or Kenya. Something R stands for relevance. Don't care says, what was your longest conversation? What do you mean longest conversation? PlayStation 5001? What does that mean? 5001? What is this? I see PlayStation 5 stuff, but what is 5001? I've never heard of that before. So that's interesting to me. Okay, let's see. Back to comments. Thanks for your advice, and I'll keep that in mind. Awesome. What's your favorite activity? Mentally engaging involves movement. Basketball. My favorite activity that involves movement is basketball right now. I love basketball. Basketball is amazing. Like it's such a great sport for me. Like I don't know how to say it. Like there's so many different aspects to it. I love the mental, like it's just like the micro movements, micro strategies in your mind. And the more you play it, the more you get better, and the more you focus on different aspects of the game. So one of it is a little bit more skill development. It's learning how to be a better shooter, dribbler, stuff like that. But there's another one where it's like it's a mental game. It's reading your opponent. It's understanding how do they move. Like there's this one really good baller that I play with, and like I just because I play with him every week, like probably twice a week. I see how he moves. I see the moves that he does. I see how he reaches in, everything like that. And I mean, this is small, but like there's like these little micro moments where like I'm on offense, I got the ball, and I don't consider myself a good dribbler. I'm actually not that great. But anyway, so I'm going in. I already know he's going to reach in and try to steal the ball. So like for me, I instead of like normal dribbling, I do this thing where I slide the ball so it goes low, and so if he tries to reach in, he just miss. Point is like it's like this tiny little awareness, and yeah, it's a mental game, it's a physical game. So I really love basketball. Another thing that I enjoy doing a lot that I have not been doing recently is hiking. I love just going out in nature and Yeah, it's beautiful. So there we go. Jonathan O'Kenny says, any plans for 4th of July? I don't have any specific plans right now, but I do want to go out there and go watch some fireworks. So that would be my plan for 4th of July. Yeah. How about all of you? Any plans for all of you? Sarah says, my room is a wreck. You should consider cleaning up your room. Maybe they'll make you feel a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. I always find cleaning fun. Or like, sometimes it's annoying, but like it feels good to have a clean space. By the way, hold on. I'm gonna grab a book for all of you. Book recommendation. I don't know if you've ever seen this book before, but this right here, the life-changing magic of tidying up. This is a book by Marie Kondo. This girl right here. This is over 3 million copies sold apparently. I mean this is so old. The sticker's so old that it's probably at like 5 or 10 million by now. Point being, in this book, Marie Kondo talks about a very simple concept, and it's this idea of like it's a lot about minimalism and how essentially like how you be happy is keep things to minimum. Okay, so a lot of us, especially Americans, we're really materialistic. We like to have a lot of different things, and her rule, she has a very simple rule, whether or not you should keep some things. For example, like I got this random sticker. It's a visitor sticker. Okay. So, interesting. Oh, goodness. This is really challenging me now. Okay. So I got the sticker. There's a reason why I have the sticker. So every single time I go to a school, I collect all the visitor stickers that I have, just as a memory. And the thing is, the question you ask is, it's just one simple question. Does this spark joy? Okay. If it sparks joy, you keep it. If it doesn't, you throw it away. Okay. That's it. You can do that with your whole entire closet. Like go through your closet, look at an item. Does it spark joy? Yes, keep it. No, donate it. Whatever, throw it away. And you could YouTube video. Actually, one of my friends, his YouTube channel is what is it called? It's Project Life Coach, and he has a video with, over 300,000 views on it about him cleaning his whole entire room. And if you do this process of, cleaning out your things that you don't really want and asking the question, does it spark joy? You'll end up like getting rid of 75% of stuff that are energetically kind of weighing you down or possibly weighing you down, and keeping only the stuff that matters to you. That's like a rough estimate. I did that with my closet, and it feels good to not keep things that we don't need. So that's just like a little thing about, keeping things clean. And for me, I don't like, I'm very mindful when I purchase something. Like I don't want to purchase anything that doesn't spark joy. I bought this awesome like short sleeve button up shirt the other day, and I love it. It looks great. It's great because I don't have a lot of these types of shirts, and I really liked it. But guess what? Even though it looks good, everything like that, I put it on and I'm like, this is cool. But there's this little feeling in my mind that says, well, am I going to enjoy having the shirt? And just energetically, the answer was no. So guess what? I'm going to return it. I even ironed it. I did everything, but I'm not going to keep it, even though I like the shirt, because it doesn't spark joy. It sparks like this temporary joy. Like, I'll wear it once, but after that, I don't think I'm going to wear it that much. So I didn't buy it, or I'm going to return it. Yeah. Brandon and your gender conversations. Hold on. Where am I? Hey, where'd he go? Oh, that's funny. Brandon, who also lost the first 2v2 tournament. Oof. Theron Hort says, where are you from? I'm from Orange County, California, specifically Fountain Valley. Yeah, it's just south of Los Angeles. I don't know where you live. So Yeah. Think about Los Angeles, California. It's the county just south of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm right on the. I wouldn't say I'm right on the border of OC and Los Angeles, but I'm close. Don't care lives in the ocean. Nice. Sarah says, I feel like it's my fault that my parents are arguing all the time. Sarah, honestly, I don't think it's your fault. And look, I'm not going to claim I know your situation, Sarah, because I don't know your situation, but I don't think it's ever your fault, you know, if something happens. Um, there is a difference between fault and responsibility. Okay. If your parents are arguing, that's really your parents' decision, you know? I think Sarah, like, I don't know how to say this, like, especially in the situation you're in right now, but like, I don't know. How do I? This is such a hard thing. I feel like it's a hard thing to communicate, especially through a live stream and not a conversation. Even in conversation, I feel like it's hard to explain this. But like I'm guessing it's gonna be hard for me to convince you that it's not your fault, you know, because you're already stuck in your own belief pattern. But I don't know how you're feeling right now because I'm not there with you. But I don't know, maybe what I'm saying is frustrating you, and maybe you feel like I don't understand you. And I don't want to say, but I do, because I don't. But what I do know is people oftentimes blame themselves for something that's outside their control. Okay. Um, and yeah, I'm not gonna dive too deep in this conversation because I could already see the counter arguments because I don't know your situation, which is valid. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave that at that. And I don't know. It's if you want to talk more about it, I'm happy to talk about. Sarah, my impression. If you're open to hearing this, if you're not, you could just not listen to what I'm telling you right now. But my impression is that I think you blame yourself for a lot of things that aren't your fault. And you know, I hope you understand that it's not necessary for me to know you to to um to pick that up, because it's like human behaviors. Yeah, I've yeah, that's all. Yeah. So if you want to talk more about it, we could talk more about it, but I don't want to, make assumptions or anything like that, because I know that could be annoying. So Jamie says, what's your favorite resting activity? Do at home when you're bored and stuff like that. Honestly, right now it's watching YouTube videos. That's my resting activity. Let's see. Sarah says, my dad just got home a few days ago, and within an hour they were in their room yelling at each other. So Sarah, I don't know. Can you hear me out here? Like, let me know here. I need to catch up with the comments right here, or like your comments. Sarah, I see you retracted a message. I didn't get to see it. Okay, so Sarah, I want to talk about this because I think this is relevant for everyone who's on right now, or a lot of people who are on right now. Please don't blame yourself if your parents are arguing with each other. This is, I don't know how to please join me for a quick second to step outside of yourself, third person perspective. I just want to let you know, I'm not saying you, I'm saying tons of people, they tend to blame themselves. Okay. I don't know if you could see what I'm trying to say, or if what I'm saying is just frustrating you, but yeah, it's from what I mean, especially from what you're saying. I understand. I know I'm talking a lot right here, but what you're saying is your dad got home a few days ago, and within an hour they were in their room yelling at each other. What does that have to do with you? Like, nowhere in there does it say that it's your fault, And yeah, I don't know. Just goodness, I want to go into the conversation, but I can't right now because it's just, yeah, it requires more of a dialogue. Okay, I'll leave it at that for now. Sarah says, I'm bad at basketball. I only tried once a few years ago because I want to be Troy Bolden so bad. You're bad at basketball and you only tried once. no wonder you're bad at basketball because you only tried it once. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just mean that applies to all of us. If we do things only once, of course we're going to be bad. If you want to be good at something, I mean, sure, there's something quote unquote natural talent, but really, if you want to be good at anything, it just takes practice. That's all it is. I was super bad at basketball for a really, really long time, and I finally started getting a little bit better. Why? Because I've been playing it consistently for like every single week, and that's how I got better. I'm still not the best, but I'm still decent at it now. Yeah. Jonathan says, "Hey Richard, did you ever play basketball in high school, college, or?" So I played basketball in a league for 2 years when I was in high school. Not high school basketball, just like one of those after school leagues type of things, a community league. And then I played intramurals, or IM, basketball in college. And then after college, I played a lot of pickup games. But yeah, I never played on a high school team. I don't think I was ever good enough for that. Never got to that level. Don't Care says, have you ever heard of the game Borderlands 2? Yes, I have heard of that game. I don't consider myself much of a gamer. I personally don't want to get too deep into games, especially when it requires investing money into it, which I'm pretty sure Borderlands 2 is a game. But I'm sure it's an amazing game, Speaking of which, I'm like, that's funny. I'm thinking about random stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever played Uncharted 4, but I never played Uncharted 4, but I watched the whole gameplay and I'm just like, dude, this is such a good game. Like storyline, everything. It's amazing. Graphics are great too. And Uncharted 4 is now a little bit of an older game, but just seeing Uncharted 4 makes me realize, I'm like, goodness, there must be a lot of amazing games out there. Awesome. Jonathan McKenna going to get some fireworks. That's awesome. Don't Care says, I'm going to throw dynamite in the air. Sounds like a fun plan. Jonathan says, I'm pissed off at the Mexico-Brazil game. Oh my goodness. Wait, that happened? I'm half, it's weird. I'm half keeping up with the World Cup. No spoilers. Well, I'll watch the recap of it. So, oh goodness. I knew that game was coming up. I didn't realize it happened already. I gotta check that out. Jimmy says, I'm learning this one song on my piano called This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I haven't seen that movie yet. I hear a lot of amazing things, and I got to watch it for sure. Awesome, Jimmy. Love to hear your cover of it. in the next live stream, can I play a song for me? Remind me. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jonathan and Kenya, real quick. Just a reminder to email me your details. Send me your email. We'll talk more about it. Jonathan and Kenya won the random clickbait prize giveaway during the 12-hour live stream. But yeah, email me. I just need your email and possibly your address as well. You might as well send it if you're okay with it, so I can send you some prizes. Yeah. Jimmy says, does my Honda Accord have a navigation screen? No, it doesn't. That's what my iPhone's for. Brandon says, wowee, you know what really grinds my gears? Some guy who hides the whole game. Oh, no. Wow. Isn't that unfortunate, Mr. Vapor? Sarah says, I just feel like if I wasn't born, they'd be happy. They always stress about money and stuff. But if I wasn't there, then they would have paid off their debt already. Sarah? So... yeah. Sarah, I wish we could have a conversation about this because it's really hard to offer. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'm trying to think over here. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. My question is, are you open to hearing my opinion? Okay. Yeah. Are you open to hearing my opinion? So please answer that question because I don't want to share my opinion if that's not what you're looking for. Because I do have an opinion, but I don't want to, push it on you. So let me know if you're open to hearing my opinion. Just say yes or no. Yeah. Because I definitely do have thoughts on this. Yeah. So one thing that I learned just in not just coaching, because I have life coaching certification, but that's kind of irrelevant. When it comes to supporting people, and this is a side conversation or side topic, by the way. When it comes to supporting people, like I've had conversations with my older sister back in the day, and I realized just because people share with you their challenges, it doesn't mean that they necessarily want support. Sometimes they just want to vent and share how they feel, which is perfectly okay too. So that's why I'm asking for Sarah's permission, if it's okay that I share my opinions. And I'm using this example for all of us. So anytime someone talks about their life, I think a really good question to ask is, are you like are you telling me this so like do you just want me to listen to you, or are you looking for opinion, or are you looking for advice? Okay, I think that's very important to ask. So please forgive me for you know pushing my opinions out there first. It's one of those balance things too. I'm trying to be supportive, but also mindful. Sure. Okay. Sarah says sure. Cool. So, Sarah, in regards to going back to your parents, they're always stressing. You feel like you're at fault because you say you feel like they'd be happier if you weren't born. Um, that way they wouldn't have to stress so much about money, and they would pay off their debt already. So, Sarah, one thing you need to understand is like don't blame like please don't blame yourself. Like it's not helpful to blame yourself because it was your parents' decision to have you. Okay, was it a good decision for them? I don't know. Okay, now please don't blame yourself. Okay, um I could I'm sensing your energy. I'm sensing a lot of the negative self-talk about, around, self-worth. I'm worthless, stuff like that. Why am I here? Life would be better if I wasn't here, for other people, stuff like that. And um my thought right now, you know, I get this conversation. I don't know how much you know about my story, about how I failed my pre-algebra class and I had to repeat it. And do you remember me saying or sharing the story where at one point in my life, my mom, like, she didn't tell me, but I could sense the energy. There's one point in my life where my mom, uh, essentially non-verbally said that she wish I wasn't her son. Okay, and then years later, after this whole situation was done, I was talking to her. This is when I was like 21 or 23 or something like that. Okay, and I'm like, hey, I just for fun, this is we're casually talking at this point. I'm just like, hey, ma, like, how did you feel? How did you feel when I was in seventh grade and I failed that class? And then I'm like, and essentially she mentioned it. She's like, Richard, honestly, I didn't want you as my son. Like I was so stressed out and frustrated at that point. Um, so my point is, know that I understand what it feels like to not be wanted in a way. Um, and don't blame yourself for it. Okay. And look, let's just say that whatever, you weren't quote unquote born. Does that mean your parents are going to be happy? No, it's not. It's not. Like it's not going to solve their problems. Like your parents are still going to be unhappy because it's not a it's a mindset thing. It's not a physical thing that matters. Like it yeah. Like they're still, my thing is, if you weren't here or whatever it is, they would still be in debt, in my opinion, because it's the lifestyle. It's yeah. Anyway, my thing is, please don't blame yourself. Like seriously, it's not your fault. It really isn't. Um, that's all. Sarah, let me know your thoughts. I would love to have this, continue this conversation because I think it's really important. Uh, like in a way, I feel like you're beating yourself up for no reason. And I understand how you're feeling, but I feel like you're beating yourself up for no reason. And other people, I hope you don't mind that, I'm digging into this conversation. I think it's important, and hopefully other people let me know your genuine thoughts. Do you feel like this can relate with you, or do you feel like this is like, what is Richard talking about, and why is he talking about this for so long, and can we move on? I'm just curious. I want to know your thoughts. Okay. Jonathan says, I remember I broke a couple of fingers in basketball a couple years ago. Good times. I still suck at it, but I play and try to get better. Nice. Sarah says, my dad says I talk too much. Goodness. I got a lot of different thoughts here. Sarah. Yeah. So, I mean, I hope people can relate with this conversation. I think it's very relevant to our lives. So, I want to talk about this real quick, and I hope you don't mind other people. But Sarah says, my dad says I talk too much. This reminds me of a story where there's a girl. There's a young little girl, and who had the most beautiful voice. Okay, and she would sing all the time, and she would sing. She was full of joy. And one day, her dad came home, and the dad, was not having a good day. And so this little girl was singing, being happy, joyful, and the girl, or the dad, looks at her daughter, and he's pissed off, not because of her daughter, but because of everything that's happening at work. And the daughter turns around to the dad turns to her daughter and says, "Shut up, stop singing. You have a terrible voice, and you're annoying." And on that day, the daughter stopped singing. I share the story with you because sometimes when people say things, they could be very hurtful, and it's not always personal. Okay. And this daughter, who had a beautiful voice, never, like, she just decided to close herself off and stop singing. So my point is, sometimes people say hurtful things, and sometimes we shouldn't always take them personally. Yeah, that's all. And sometimes some of us are in really tough situations, and we're around a lot of I don't want to say a lot of negativity. And once we get into better situations, we'll see that life isn't as bad as it seems in this moment for us. Okay. Vapor says it requires time and skill because you're not really good at games. If you're stronger than me, that's cool with me. Let's see. All right, Maria says, I'll be back in a bit. Jonathan McKenna says, my God, Uncharted 4 was such an amazing game in terms of story. It was great. Great to hear. Daniel Teasley says, my birthday's in 4 days. Happy birthday to you, Daniel. Keely, good to see you on. Long time no see. Keely says, if you can go back in time, which decade would you go to, or year, and why? Let's see. For me, that's a great question. I really like it. What decade would I go back to? I'm gonna go with. I think I would go just for the sake of trying something new. I think I would probably. I mean, it's gonna be the 70s or the 80s, 1970s, 1980s. I think there was a lot of cool things that happened. Obviously, I wasn't born, until 1989, but it'd be cool to experience a different kind of culture. So that's what I say. Yeah. Jonathan McKenna says, Richard, remind me to DM you about that today or Wednesday. Jonathan, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to do that for you. Just email me right now, man. Don't put that task on me. I already reminded you on Monday, and it's extra stuff that I have to remember. So please don't put that on me. Jared asked if I want to play Fortnite. I'm pretty sure I'm down for a little bit after this. So yeah, sure. Jan, dude, good to see you on. Jimmy says, just let you know, The Great Showman is released on DVD and Blu-ray. If you're interested in watching the movie, get it on Redbox, Family Video. Check it out, library. Cool. Recommendation, get it from library. Yep, I agree with that. Did you know water's wet? Nice. Kenny, no need to say sorry. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. It's hot as the heart side in the inner core. Nice. Isaac says, did she take your heart and left you lonely? What? What is that? What is that in regards to, Isaac? Jan says life is hard, man. Sometimes life could be challenging, unless you're Isaac, apparently. Jonathan says, this might be weird, but what would Richard look like with a beard? That's a good question. Maybe I should use one of those face apps that you could see. Yeah. I tried doing a little bit of beard. It looked too weird, so I just shaved it off. It was barely a beard. Yeah. Maybe one day. But like my hair just grows so slow, like it's awkward. But maybe that's the dedication. But then again, I don't want to deal with the maintenance of a beard. Like it's so much work, and it feels, I don't know. I feel like it'd get gross. Kenny says, have you ever heard of the Vampire Diaries? Yes, I have, and I've never watched it before. I'm willing to check out a trailer at least. There we go. All right, so it's in my queue. At least check out a trailer, so I know what's up with that. Sarah says, he said, I didn't know when to shut my mouth because he called my mom an idiot and a bad wife, and I told him that she wasn't. Then they started arguing. So, Sarah, again, I don't know your situation, but first of all, look, to me, it really sounds like, I don't want to make assumptions, but it sounds like your dad has his own issues he's dealing with personally. And no person should ever call someone else an idiot. Okay. Especially like if your dad is doing that to your mom, that to me is a sign of immaturity. Immaturity. Okay. Not maturity, immaturity. And a bad wife. How is that constructive? Okay. Like that is not constructive. I don't want to get too deep into this because, you know, that's on them, but like, I don't know. It sounds like your dad is dealing with a lot of his own issues, personal issues. And like, I think you're taking a lot of things personally, like things are your fault. Things are not your fault. Honestly, I think it's your dad's fault. Like it sounds like a lot of things are going on in his life, and he's bringing his crap he's dealing with into your life, which is not fair to you. Okay, so that's my opinion, and I hope you understand that it's not your fault. Like it's very clear to me that your dad is with has his own issues, and he's blaming other people for it. So, yeah. And to me, this doesn't mean that you should like be like, Dad, it's all your fault. No, it's not about that. Like, it's not about blaming anyone. Okay, like we need to stop blaming other people, blaming ourselves, and focus on, you know, how do we improve the situation. In your case, it's tough because I think your dad is your dad, and from what I hear, the fact that he's calling. Wait, they're in a relationship, and I don't know. It's kind of messed up. Like obviously, it's, you know, your mom and dad seem to not have a good relationship. So is that mom and dad? Calling someone a bad wife, like what does that mean? Like that is not. I'm sorry. Like that just. I mean, that's kind of messed up. Like it's messed up to say because this is your wife. You know, instead of calling someone a bad wife, really, if you're in a relationship, you should be, instead of saying, hey, you're a bad wife or you're a bad person, figure out how do you work together as a team. That's what the focus should be on, you know, in a functional relationship. But I understand people have their challenges. Anyway, Sarah, this is not your fault from what I see. Yeah, and you know, if you disagree with me, then you're going to disagree with me because you choose to. But to me, like I don't see any of this being your fault at all. Okay, and I'm not just trying to say that. Like this is my genuine belief. Jonathan says, what about the 60s hippie time? That'd be interesting too. Yeah, and I think 60s, 70s, 60s, 70s. I feel like I'd go 70s still. 70s. I mean, part of 70s is hippies too. Sort of. Jonathan from Kenya, N64, 100%. N64 is my favorite console. Did I know unicorns are real? Of course I did. I was show my fan art to everyone. Hilarious, man. I don't know how many people would understand that. Understand your fan art, Isaac. Besides me. Just kidding. Just for you. I'll show people the fan art you created. All right. You ready for this, people? This is Isaac's fan art that is on our Discord. So, how do I do this? Y'all see this? Oh, Isaac. So, yeah, if you don't know what this is a reference to, it's a it's an artist, our musician, Takashi69. Let's see here. Unicorns will always be real. True that. Indeed, they will. Do you like long hair or short hair? For myself, or are you talking about like in a female? I'm guessing you're talking about in a partner or female. Honestly, both is fine. Like I like long, I like short. Like short, I think how to say long hair. I think long hair is beautiful. Short hair is too. Like short hair to me is like it could be spunky. It could be I don't know. It's like edgy. So I like both. Yeah. Isaac says unicorns are horses with a knife in their head. Don't care says call me butter because I'm on a roll. Nice. Kenny says I'm gonna go right now watching the Vampire Diaries. There's 8 seasons. Wow, that's a lot of seasons. Enjoy that. Jimmy says there's this one guy I'd like for you to watch. His name is Greg Blanco. His channel is helping improve their lifestyles and personal development. Check him out. Awesome. Trophallaxis. No, I don't know what that is. I will look at that up because it sounds interesting. The mutual exchange of regurgitated liquids between adult social insects or between them and their larvae. Huh. Very interesting. I did not expect that would be the definition. I thought it was more of a like medical term around like a type of like medication of something like that. Sarah says, I'm always kind of scared of what will happen when my dad notices my scars. By the way, this is off topic, but my dad dabbed once, and I actually screeched and fell out of my chair as he cracked up. Yeah. Yeah. Sarah, I don't know. My heart goes out to you in terms of, you know, I'm not just saying this as like a, you know, kind of like a pity party type of thing, but like you are genuinely in a really challenging situation that's, you know, your family life and, you know, stuff you're dealing with. It's hard. It really is. And I don't know if you have any positive male role models in your life. But my encouragement to you is to try to find positive male role models in your life. And you know, I'm not saying I don't want to say anything about your dad, but it doesn't seem like he's that positive male role model that in your life that you need right now. So my encouragement to you is I don't know if you have any other friends who does have positive, you know, good influence dad, but I think that's something that would be very supportive in your life. And I mean, maybe I am. Maybe I'm a positive male role model, but yeah, like I'm just thinking about me growing up. What I'll say is, you know, my dad definitely was not my dad was not a perfect male role model for me. And in fact, yeah. If I didn't have my brother or other male role models in my life, I think life would have been even more challenging for me. My dad was, you know, my dad was a kind-hearted dad, but he made a lot of mistakes, and I would not consider him a role model. Yeah, far in some way, I can't. I don't know how to say it. It's like, you know, our parents are our parents. You know, if we're gonna take the bad, we got to take the good too. My dad has taught me a lot of good things, and it's both. Um, but I'm glad I had, you know, I had my friend Garrett, my best friend Garrett from elementary school, and his dad was incredible. I mean, his dad is incredible. He's such a good father, and the fact that I got to experience dad and see how a good dad is, like that really, you know, I think that really made an impact in my life. So I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, just continue to seek good male role models is my opinion. And yeah, don't blame yourself, because sometimes people are just dealing with their own stuff, and it's not fair that they put their crap on you. Yeah. All right. Jonathan says, I don't know why you people keep saying unicorns are real. Just accept the fact they're not. Doing all right, still pissed. Jonathan, was that you who just asked about the Mexico Brazil game? And then I said, don't put spoilers. And then you just gave me the spoiler. That's sad. I mean, it's sad to hear that Mexico lost. Isaac's long hair is better in women for reasons I can't specify. Jonathan, hey Richard, you ready for season 4 of Rick and Morty? Yeah. What is it? I'm pretty sure nothing was announced, right? Like they don't usually announce the stuff until like last second. Yeah, it takes forever. I mean, it's genius content that should take time, but yeah. Don't care. Rick and Morty has a horrible fan base. What does that mean? I'm part of the fan base. Am I horrible? If I am, then I'll accept that. Okay. Jonathan McKenna says that reminds me of a song from Rick and Morty. I got a doo doo in my butt. What? I don't remember that one. I remember Swifty. I have watched all the Rick and Morty episodes though. It's awesome. Sarah says I don't blame him for being angry. He works in the military and has a $40,000 debt. Cool, fair enough. Yeah, and Sarah, I'm glad you acknowledge that. You know, I think it's I don't know. I feel like it's hard to understand where our parents come from, but like for me, you know, as I've gotten older, I've been able to look at, okay, well, you know, maybe my dad was not the perfect dad, but why? Where did that come from? You know, and I look at how was my dad raised? You know, how was my dad's mom and dad? You know, and yeah, you know, I could see, you know, my dad did not grow up in an educated family, so you know, that's part of the contribution to him becoming who he was. Uh, anyway, my point is like when we understand other people's stories and where they come from and the challenges and, you know, hardships in their upbringing, we can understand why they become the way they do, and then we could be more empathetic towards them. Jimmy, have a good night. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. Jonathan Kenya says, didn't they say it might be here in October this year? I have no idea. I'd be surprised if they mention anything. Sarah says, my dad gave me a quarter at the bus stop once. What does that mean? Why would he give you a quarter at a bus stop? Jonathan McKenna says, season 3, when Rick and Beth go to the weird places and they make a clone of the guy. I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe not. Don't Care says, what I mean about Rick and Morty having a terrible fan base is some of the fan base is so bad that they protest to bring back Szechuan sauce. Nice. Alrighty. It's 9:15 right now. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. Yeah. Hopefully you'll have a good week. Thanks for being on here. And again, I appreciate you all. Seriously. Huge shout out to Jonathan McKenya, Jimmy, Sarah, Isaac, and yeah, huge shout out to you especially. You know, I appreciate all of you being on, but Jimmy, Isaac, Jonathan McKenya, Sarah, you four have been super active on these live streams, and like on here all the time and always participating. So I just want to say thank you for that. And then Sarah says, I honestly don't know what he did, but I was waiting for the school bus and he followed me and gave me a quarter. That's so random. Yeah, everyone else, thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. And our next live stream will be on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, every single week we do these live streams. So feel free to join us for Q&A, life advice, questions, and everything like that. All right. Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much. We'll chat soon.